Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy, Demigod Studios. As you see, we changed the channel name up. We rebranding out here. We making moves. As y'all can see the sub count going up, we doing what we gotta do. But today, I got a very special video for y'all today. Today, we checking out other Sonic games. Obviously, Sonic stuff is not gonna be the only stuff that we doing on the channel. I just like Blue Boy, so yeah, we doing that. But you know, there will be more live streams of the creation of the levels and stuff, and creation of just fixing up Sonic himself. But I'm gonna start branching out now before it get too late and I'm stuck in a rut. I was supposed to do a playthrough of Last of Us 2, but you already know we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. That's a spicy and meatball. We're not gonna talk about that though. What we are gonna talk about is first on the list, if the list decides to show up. Thanks a lot, Dreams. Thanks a lot. Okay, first on the list, obviously we got mine, because it's my video, and why not? Just as a brief overview, as you can see, I've changed the HUD for everything. There's a jukebox here just because test level. So like, let's say Grand Metropolis. I've changed the sound effects to be the Sonic Adventure ones. Might add some more animations for the homing attack. But you already know. Oh wait, I didn't even get the best part. Shouts out to my boy Hollow Hero for giving Sonic his after images back, because they were gone for a little bit because they cost too much thermo to implement. But he figured out a way to do it, and actually they're paint. So he, as you can see here, he painted an entire 3D model of Sonic himself. But as you can see, you already know what this is about. You've already seen it. I mean, I've tweaked the momentum and everything, so he feels a lot better. And just as a brief overview, how this video is going to be structured is, first, we're going to talk about what you're able to do in the game. Just presentation as a whole is. And then as a whole, we're gonna talk about if it has level design, we're gonna talk about level design. But if it doesn't have level design, changes that I would like to see and that I feel would make the game better from my own experiences. Oh, only got a radical for that one. All right. Without further ado, let's get into first game of today. Is going to be the physics playground for Sonic Adventure Legacy, which is by a good friend Hollow Hero. Give him you know, nice little checkout. Makes good content, quality work, as you're about to see. Okay, nice windmill aisle. Sonic's eyes follow the camera. Now, as you can tell, this Sonic is fundamentally built differently than the other Sonic. That I have for mine. He is fundamentally built differently because he is a model. Completely made out of just the sculpting in Dreams rather than a puppet. So he's able to do extra things and abilities, but for the cost of animation. So like, it's not going to be inherently as smooth because a puppet just automatically has some sort of default inside of them that can help smooth along your process. But even then, this here is very good. Like, nice running animation, nice momentum pickup. Now with this Sonic, he is inherently faster than the Overdrive Sonic, and slightly less control, but it's fine because he has a faster speed. So for instance, right here, big fast. There's a drift button. Oh, wait, yeah. There is drift button. For both sides, 2 back triggers. bounce, you're gonna hide the controls. Here, you could be like, oh hey, I wanna spin dash. You can do that. But the main thing about him not being a puppet is this mechanic right here, which you have access to, which is the fact, hey, he can move up and down slopes perfectly, and wall orientation, wall to Sonic orientation is perfect. He full rotation, and it carries momentum with it. So like for instance, if I run up this slope over here with a good amount of speed, oh hey, I can do this, and then if I get this timing correctly, I can drift over here. Carry my momentum with that. This curve right here. For mine, I couldn't really do this because he's a puppet, and for some reason puppets just don't like aligning themselves and rotating. Also, no Sonic 06 here. You don't got enough speed. You slotting back down. But here, stop. And I'm trying to get up there, which I might be able to do something crazy in a little bit. But like, this is what I was trying to get into. We have Dome, which, oh hey, you have full wall running capabilities. Absolutely stellar. I didn't think it was possible to do in Dreams, but here we are. Also, coming off of it, carries your momentum straight into death. Oh, not death. Okay. Also, there's super forms, which just broken. You can just do whatever you feel like because you're fucking supersonic. Excuse my language. YouTube, don't kill me. But on that note, we are going to move along to the next game. Now, right before we move on to the next game, I want to give my full opinions on just what it is. Aesthetically speaking, like I said, like, oh hey, you can do more dynamic shots like this because he's a model, so you can you can make Sonic more dynamic because he is a model, so you can stretch and make stuff more or less proportionate as you need to for, you know, the laws of foreshortening. And the art style, I really like it. Like for instance, I'm gonna go over to this right here, which is a showcase for just the Sonic model itself, so I can just get a better, you know, look at, oh hey, this is what the art style is or whatever, and, you know, give my analysis. So it's like, hey, looks good. Sonic looks good. Like, I can change the lighting if I want to, but just in general, just for the style of it, and just because it is a test level, so I can't really base it off of like level design and whatnot. Sonic design looks good. The gameplay is fast and flowy. There was one thing that I would fix about it. It would be just a more gradual transition into having more momentum and having it so he's not as unwieldy as he is, even with as much speed as he has. Cause he's pretty fast, but that comes at a detriment in terms of just like, oh hey, here's what he can do in terms of just tight control. So just a little bit tighter controls and everything would be great. A thing that I would like to see from this project would be, I want to see how it will work I just want to see how it will work in a full level, first off, because the ideas are already there, the control is pretty much already there, spot on. I just want to see how he would just control in an actual level and see what creativity comes out of that. And now we're on to the next game. Now, here we are, the second game, Sonic Adventure 2.1 Glacier Coast Update by Bandicoot Love. I hope I said that correctly. But first off, getting into this game, I think that I have to say is phenomenal presentation. Like presentation, A1. So we start off here in like the Force's HQ, which I thought was a really nice touch. Here we are, an adventure field that you can run around. What's new section? Not gonna bother with that, I already know. You have the stomp. You have Sonic's kick that he does in the boost games. You have a spin button that I guess acts as a drift as well, but kinda, but not really. You have a button that can completely stop you. You have an air dash, a homing attack. You have a wall jump, and you have a pseudo boost, but it's like an infinite spin dash from Lost World, kinda. And I guess as a first level that we're gonna get into, for me to talk about the game itself, we're gonna do Emerald Bay first, because I feel like it highlights a lot of the good that's in this game, but it also highlights a lot of its problems as well. Since this is a full game, I'll have to judge it on just level design and everything else in general, but going off of presentation alone, this is pretty great. Like, as you can already tell, I could have went straight, but over here, there is a branching pathway that you could go. That I don't know if it was intentional or not, but you can pretty much say no to that entire section and just skip over here. Which, if that was intentional, then great. But if it wasn't intentional, oops. Like, oops, I broke the game. But a thing that you'll notice about this game is that it looks like it's going somewhere, but it doesn't know what it wants to do. Like, for instance, that whole section and this whole section is right here. It's very open and it's very vast, you know. It has a lot of places that you can go and head to. It's very open-ended, but not a lot to really go for and a lot to do. Like, there isn't a lot of rings to go for here. The level design compensates for Sonic's speed by being more open, but in turn, actually, I want to see if I can get in there. Hold on. But the level design compensates for Sonic's speed by being more open, but what that also does is deviate difficulty from the game itself in really a sense of direction. But like, all of this is really open, which kind of plays into the game's detriment, actually, because all of this is open, but there's nothing to do because it's open. It's like the hub worlds in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Like, they're really detailed, they're really open, but there just isn't anything interesting to do. Like, for instance, take this section right here, right? So take this section where it's just, hey, here's, you have to run on these planks and you have to make it across. What I would have done in this situation, since we already been running across the planks beforehand, I would have made this section of planks kind of jagged and make it an actual challenge to get through in this specific platforms, because, so hey, there's wells over here. Let's say some of this bridge has already been broken down, so we have to platform with that while also having enemies trying to attack us, or enemies that we can homing attack to get over to the next side. Over here is just a straight strip without any rings or anything or any enemies, so I would put enemies here to attack, and I will have enemies up towards the sun area that I could possibly homing attack chain to get an extra bonus that's up there on the top of the mountain. But that's only if I succeed with the homing attack chain or pressing a button that activates the homing attack chain to come into view. And it only stays there for like a couple seconds. And then, you know, it does a forces thing as well, as when it makes a path linear. It's a linear path with nothing, but then it leads to a path that just has enemies into it when the enemies could have been more spread out. And this is a common theme between all the levels that are in this game. I can't show too much because we've already spent like almost 5 minutes here, but the point stands. Oh yeah, you can like see that too. But the point stands is that the level is open and it has a lot and it looks beautiful. And the gameplay is really good actually. Not as tight as Sonic Overdrive. But the thing that they did correctly with level design is right here. If I come up to this pathway, I can get a sun medal, which is cool. But you see, there wasn't even a challenge to get here. There wasn't enemies in my way to block me. There isn't enemies here guarding it. There isn't enemies up here on this structure entirely as a whole. I mean, there's a silo here. Could have had something up in here, or had a challenge that you had to climb the silo and then you would get it. Or have a cinematic piece to where it's just Sonic running around here for like a quick second and then he hits the spring. Something similar to Windmill Isle Act 1 in Sonic Unleashed. Also, no real way to actually get hurt here, so, you know, that's kind of a problem. Like I said beforehand, there's nothing challenging about it that pretty much intrigues you to play more, except for the fact that it looks pretty. But now it's time for the analysis. So, for gameplay, I really like the gameplay. Sonic feels really good. It can be tightened up a bit more. But overall, he's pretty good. I question your choices and abilities that Sonic has. If he's supposed to be based off of keeping up momentum, but there's a button that just gives you instant momentum. There's a button that gives you instant momentum. So it's kind of like, the ideas clash with each other and don't they don't mesh well. Cause I know you're trying to make it so it's like, oh hey, every other Sonic game it's put together into one, all the good abilities, but some of those abilities don't mesh with each other because they simply weren't built around that. The whole format of the difference between the adventure games and the boost games is that Boost Sonic's moveset is based off of the fact that he doesn't have as good of movement as Adventure Sonic. So everything that's there is to some degree automated and used as a crutch. Not saying that it can't be fun, but used in conjunction with other moves and just his movement in general, it doesn't complement that play style. And in terms of level design, it's not focused. As if I could say one thing about this game as a whole, it's not focused on what it wants to be. Sometimes it wants to be an adventure game, and sometimes it wants to be a boost game. And the core package suffers from that the most because you can't really get an idea for, oh hey, this is what works and this is what doesn't work. It's more of a mixed bag of, I mean, I kind of sort of like this, but I like that. It has potential, but I feel like it just needs more focused ideas and level design. That off, we're going to go to the final game, or maybe it's the final, I don't know. You'll see when the video is done. Next game. Okay, here it is. Sonic Adventure Dreams Edition. You already know. You already know. I couldn't not do anything about this. I couldn't just not say anything about it. Sonic feels fine. But I guess I've never given my opinion on it. So Sonic feels fine. Presentation, pretty good. Presentation pretty good. It is the most liked Sonic game in Dreams. That's because it is the first with this level of presentation. But in terms of level design, like that whole first section that we went through, that could have been longer. But I understand why it's not. Is it gonna teleport me back there or no? It's like right here. So the whole first section where you're running across the water and whatnot and all of that, that could have been a lot more platforming, a bit more danger to just get the player on their toes a little bit more. But otherwise, it's for a first act, really good. Also, floating chairs. It's good for a first act. Presentation all the way up there. Control, Sonic feels nice, and he's constantly getting upgraded to feel nicer. So he doesn't feel comparable to the other Sonic Dream ones that were released with the asset pack for this. This Sonic is continuously getting updated, so he feels nicer and nicer every time. Although he is a bit stiff. He is quite stiff. The level design was good. Also, yeah, the stomp is here. You just gotta do it fast. But yeah, the level design was good. It could have been longer. I wish it was a little bit longer, and had more just action set pieces that you can use. But overall, good. It's good. It is good. Now I am going to get to just game design philosophy that I have for a Sonic game specifically. The first thing that you always want to do, you have to pick out the gameplay style first. Nothing else is gonna work with the game if you don't choose the gameplay style first, because the level design is completely built around Sonic's core principles and what he can do and what he cannot do. So it's very important to have a focused mindset on what you want to do with the game. What are your ideas? And if you can't come up with it with yourself, have another person, brainstorm with you on what would be good and what would not be good, what would work and what would not work. But always try to keep the core mindset of, this is the gameplay style, what can I do? And what can I do that can, kind of push the rules a little bit. For instance, if you have a boost game, you're going to want to have Sonic have a higher speed, but you're also going to want to give him more control and give him more options to stop being as fast as he is, and a way to turn easier, just better, just moving, I guess is the best way to put it. You want to give him that and abilities that go along with that, because your crutch is the fact that you are at a higher speed. If you're making a Sonic Adventure style game, then you're making a game that is really big, it is open, but every piece of level design has a purpose. There isn't just, oh hey, this part of the level is just here just because platformed and it would look nice. No, you put this platform here because it would test the player for something later, or it would be a way for the player to get to a secret, or it leads the player to a higher pathway, which is more difficult but leads to better rewards. It's like the classics. You just have to keep that in mind, and then you have to build everything around that. And the best thing to do is to always work on the character himself. Because if Sonic himself isn't fleshed out, you don't know what abilities that he's going to do, or Sonic's friends are going to be able to do. Even if you're adding multiple playable characters, most definitely. If the main character is not set, then the rest of the characters don't have anything else to follow suit from. They don't have an example to go by, and
If Sonic is good, then everything else is good. If you know what you want him to do, or you know what you might potentially want him to be able to do later on in the game, then design him around those concepts. And if they don't come to form, just make it so everything is fine, even if that concept isn't there. A problem that I see in a lot of these Dreams games is that they're unfocused. They just add multiple playable characters because multiple playable characters are an option. They don't have the core gameplay down in packed. They don't have the main reason why you play a game is for gameplay, right? So they don't have the gameplay aspect down first. Once you get the gameplay down, then you can get to level design. The level design is the hard part. The level design goes hand in hand with the gameplay. If the gameplay is good and the level design is bad, then the game is bad. And if the level design is good but the gameplay is bad, then the game is bad. Take Sonic 06 for instance. If you take Sonic's levels in Sonic 06, prime example would be Project 06. Go check out that fan game. You can tell that even they slightly edited the levels, but as a whole, Sonic's levels were completely fine and actually good levels, like really good actually. But it was just Sonic's control and his physics and how wonky the game itself was at its core that brought it down. The same thing applies here. Know what you're going to do before you do it. Write it down. Do whatever you gotta do. Just make sure that you have your idea set out and that you're creating with a purpose and not creating just to create. I think that's where I'm gonna end it off at. Make sure that you have that ambition to create. And if you really have that ambition, do whatever you can to make sure that you can make everything as smooth as possible. Also, you should go ahead and check out the Discord server that we have for the Sonic Overdrive community. You know, you probably seen it at the beginning, or you're gonna see it right now. But hey, we have a Discord. Go check that out. Links in the description below. And yeah, I have been Gamedesign Studios. Sonic Overdrive, we're working on it, alright? But don't just expect Sonic content here. We're gonna be doing everything else. I've just been busy. We're gonna be playing a whole bunch of other type of games here. We're gonna have spread out. But Sonic Overdrive, that's not going nowhere, alright? I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.